Full service is a death trap. I got asked on a recent live Q&A about being in full service. Should someone start a full service agency? Well, one, unless you've got super deep pockets, that's impossible because they're really expensive. You need a lot of people to be able to do full service. You might be thinking, well, I'll just outsource all those different services. Well, you're gonna need an amazing creative director. You're going to need an amazing project manager. You might not be both of those. You might be one of those, but you're probably not both. So you're going to need to hire somebody, and they're going to be really expensive. So you're still going to need to have a strong team to be able to manage all those services. Here's the thing. Nobody really wants a full service agency. They don't want full service of anything. You go out to find somebody who can do one thing really well when you have a problem. That's what your clients want. They want someone who can do one thing. They want them to solve one really important thing in their business. So if you have like an electrical problem, you don't call somebody who can do electrical, plumbing, and heating and air conditioning. You call an electrician. If you've got a plumbing problem, right? You don't call somebody who specializes in all those different things. You call the one person who is very good at that. This is logical. It's something that we all intuitively know. We do it. We desire it. Yet when we create an agency, we're just like, throw that out the window. Just throw common sense out the window. We forget that our customers like us. They want someone to come in and solve one thing. They want an expert at one thing. Providing full service is incredibly expensive. You end up losing a lot of productivity as you have more and more teams working on a variety of projects for a single client. That loss of productivity means your margins are going to get smaller. You're going to work really hard and make the same or less money. And I know this firsthand. I did this early in my career. I decided I was going to build a full service agency. I started off doing a small number of services that I was really good at. And I built a small team that could do that really well. Then I got too big for my britches. We started doing billboards, radio, TV. We got into everything. And at the end of the year, talking to my accountant, I was like, okay, this was a great year. We put on a lot of clients. We did a ton of work. How much money did I actually make? I didn't pay myself a bigger salary. I was just paying myself the same amount that I had been paying myself. And then at the end of the year, it's like, man, there's going to be massive profit. And it turned out I made the same amount of money as the year before when I had fewer clients, a smaller team, and I was happier and less stressed. The biggest reason that full service is a death trap is that it destroys differentiation. It does not make you different from anyone else. It's amazing how many agencies out there will say, we're full service and we do all this stuff, even though they're not actually full service, but they think that that's a point of differentiation. It's not. It's something that no one wants, and they think it's going to make them look bigger. They think it's going to make people want to work with them, but it doesn't. It does the exact opposite. It makes you look like everyone else, and it makes it hard for a prospect to know, are you right for me? Are you the agency that's going to solve my problem? And if you say, well, I'm full service, I cover it all, I specialize in a million things, they will know that you don't specialize in what they need, and they will not call. So here's what I want you to do instead of trying to play full service agency. Pick a specialty inside of an industry and do it really well. That's what I want you to do. That will help you prove your expertise and build massive authority so people come to you wanting you to work with them instead of you begging them to do any kind of work with you. If you focus on having a specialty inside of an industry, then you're going to build strong authority, and that's going to lead to premium profits. This isn't the same thing as picking a niche. Like, a niche is a smaller segment inside of an industry. That means you could try to be full service and only serve plumbers. That still doesn't get you what plumbers actually want. They want someone who can solve a particular marketing or advertising problem. They don't actually want a full service agency. Even if you pick a niche, you still need to do one thing really well so that you can stand out, so that you are different from all the other agencies. If your one thing, your specialty, requires 2 or 3 skill sets to do very well. Take content marketing. It can take copywriting, graphic design, video, advertising skills. It can have all those things necessary to do content marketing very well. So if that's your specialty, content marketing, you may have some sub-skill sets that you're going to have to hire out. That still doesn't make you a full-service agency. You still only do one thing, and that's content marketing. So you build that team as quickly as you possibly can. You might have to do all those things yourself for a while till you build up enough budget to hire those people. But just because you have those sub-skill sets, you don't ever talk about them. You only talk about the one thing. If it's content marketing, you just talk about content marketing. If it's Facebook advertising, you talk about Facebook advertising and not all the other skills like making videos and writing copy. You don't talk about those things. You never advertise those sub-skills. You only advertise your one thing. Your message has to be clear. To give you a real-world example of this, I had a client come to me and he did SEO, web design, and Google AdWords. His agency was good at all 3 of those, but he was struggling. He wasn't closing nearly the number of prospects that he thought he should. And the reason was he advertised his subspecialties. He advertised AdWords, he advertised web design, he advertised SEO. A la carte. You could just come and pick one of them. And that was the problem. A prospect would come to him and he would be trying to convince them the whole time just to pick one. Pick one of my 3 services because it'll be amazing just for you. Just pick one of them. They didn't see his services as actually solving their problem. What I did was analyze his clients, and we found the best of them. And the best used all 3 of his services, but in a particular way. He learned how to combine those 3 services into a solution. And what we had him do was change all of his copy, all of his advertising, all of his marketing over to a message of, we do this one solution for these types of clients. That was the only change we made, and his business started growing rapidly. He started closing more of his prospects. He got higher quality prospects because they could see in his marketing that his message was targeted to them. They understood that guy solves my problem. They didn't care about AdWords. They didn't care about SEO. They didn't care about web design. All they cared about was getting that one solution. My clients' average annual revenue per client went from about $10,000 to almost $40,000 per client. That's almost 4x the revenue for the same amount of work. That's how you become a very profitable agency. Not by being full service, but by focusing on one thing. Now I want you to do one thing. Pound that like button. Share this video with a full service friend and come back here and see me in the next video.